Right. How are you feeling, Shaz?
I feel really weird.
You feel weird? Have you ever done this podcast before? Well, a podcast before?
Yeah, privately with
Oh,
like,
I
you
didn't
know,
know
when
that.
you just randomly have deep conversations and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna start a podcast.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
That's how usually everyone started it. Just finding mates, they chat a lot of garbanzo, and then boom, they turn it into a living. Yeah, they turn it into a dedication, lifetime commitment. You never
Anyway,
let go of this. Once you start it, keeps going. So, when were you going to tell me that you already had a podcast? I didn't even know.
no, I didn't. Do you remember when we used to like talk about some deep shit? And it was most of the time like with me and Sham is very serious, but with me and you is like,
Sham is our little sister, by the way.
yeah.
For all of our 5 viewers that care, probably less. There's probably like, we'll probably have 5 viewers that watch the first 30 seconds, and then probably one in 5 of them
Literally.
will care, and then 5 of them will be like in speech bubbles. Did I ask who cared?
No, but yeah, with you it's more like it's deep, but it's funny shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Also, go on, go on.
So you said you'd already recorded podcasts before in secret, right?
No, I never said I recorded it. I
You
said,
said it at the
I
start.
said, no, no, no. I said when I finish uni, I said when I finish uni, because
Right.
going to law school, it takes, I do law by the way, but going to law school, it costs a lot, and I'm gonna be away in like the biggest city. And I was thinking about, I was like, I don't know if I want to go London, even if I don't go to London for law school, because I want to get my own place and everything. Because I'm sorry, but I can't live with mom and dad. It's really annoying. I don't mind them visiting, but I wouldn't be able to live with them. But basically, because I don't have the money, and neither does dad. So I was like, I'll work for a year. And to be honest, law wasn't my dream to start off with. It wasn't something I was into to start with. I'm not gonna lie. It's
No.
really fun, the criminal side of it, but there's no point because you literally don't make a living, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you will in like 10 years' time, but I don't want to do it for 10 years and then feel like shit and then, like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna take some time off and make money, and after I make my money and pursue something that I've always wanted to do. And when I've done that, then I might consider it. But if I actually succeed in it, I'll probably consider it later on. Consider as in law later on in life. So yeah, it depends. It depends on my financial situation and how successful I am. But I just don't want to tell anyone, because every time I do something and I tell someone, the fact that they're always putting me down and that they're not proud of me and that like they're like, oh my god, I hope she never succeeds, blah blah blah. It's like when I told you, when I told everyone about a part-time job at this shisha place, because I would love that. And then you, Sham was fine at first, and then you, Sham, mum, not mum, you, Sham, and dad. Mum would probably would have done the same, but I called her because I started having really bad anxiety, and I just went, can you please be happy for me for once? And that was the first time ever Mum was like, okay, yeah.
Right, right. Mum was like, okay, yeah, what?
No, she was actually like happy for me, and then like the rest of you scolded me. But the only reason she was like that is because I was like, Mum, can you please be happy for me? Because everyone else has been shitting on me and what I want to do. So
Right.
that made me feel a bit better, but then it didn't help because I started having panic attack for literally 2 hours straight, which was not a nice thing.
Right. A couple of points I wanted to point out. Also, some questions, right? You, first of all, said they keep saying, I hope you never
Hey, no,
really
they don't
succeed.
say it
Who's
like
they?
that. They don't say it like that, but they mean it deep down. Like when I called you, were like, "Oh, why would you want to do that?" Or blah blah blah. And then when I called Dad, he was like, he just took a very deep breath, like some shit like that. Yeah, I would know. Listen, I no one's gonna watch this now, but if you're Asian and like they're from actually there, or if you have Middle Eastern parents, you would know. You would know. But yeah, I feel like now.
By the way, why are you saying, what's this got to do with race? Because we're African, so what?
We what?
I'm white. You're
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
black,
yeah, yeah,
right?
of course.
But we're from South Africa.
Yeah, of course. Or actually, African parents as well. They're also like quite strict, but yeah.
Right. Well, let's not get into stereotypicalism.
If you have any parents that are not white, that basically goes for like Asian, Middle Eastern, African, Hispanics.
No, because you're just generalizing people at this point. My gosh, I've got so many things to point out.
No, Sharuz, you don't understand. Do you know how white people, right?
Okay.
Like white parents, like if you're from the root of that country or whichever country you're from, deep down, like it is generalized already. Like everyone knows it.
Right, it's generalized, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Also, like if you go into a lot of Middle Eastern countries, Asian, African, this and that, there's a lot of people that have a developed mindset.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
They
like
wouldn't hit their kids. They wouldn't
yeah,
maybe
I'm
shout
saying
at them.
like people. Okay, yeah, okay, I agree with what you're saying. Some people are like that, but also some parents are like that. But by some, I mean like parents from the very olden days.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So do you get what I'm saying now?
Just wanted to make sure that you generalizing doesn't
No.
mean that British people, or like say, okay, just white parents, whether they're from like one side of the world compared to the other, they always let their kids talk to them. No, mummy, today I want you to buy that backpack for me, bitch. No, that doesn't run in every family. And sometimes you get parents that will hit their kids. We've got parents, white parents, that are in jail because of abuse of their kids or their pets. So it's wrong to assume or just
Yeah.
stereotypicalize people. That's a word.
I can't say it from my point because like that actually happened to me, but like from everyone else's point who've not like been touched or like physically abused, but like kind of got some sort of beatings. That's what I'm talking about. Not like extremely abusive parents.
Well, yeah. Let's not drift off too much because we started off by you saying,
Yeah, I know, you brought us into the conversation.
yeah. So you said it's like a mind map. I'm trying to unravel it. You said, I asked you how your experience about this podcast is, how you're feeling. You've touched on like different generalizations. You've touched on
Truth, you started it.
jobs,
Anyways,
people's opinions,
we had a topic.
politics, left wing, right wing, Tories.
We had a topic to talk about.
Okay, let's not move on from it. We've got all the time in the world.
I prepared it for specifically for today.
Listen, you're not listening, bro.
Go.
Okay, so one thing I want to point out with the thing you were saying about the jobs, like what, the jobs you were getting and people not taking kindly to them, specifically when you said to to Mum, Mum, can't you be happy for me for once? You know, I've gotten this job at this
there's
shisha
a
place,
thing.
right?
There's a thing
Let
for
me
that.
let me ask my question, right? There's perspectives, right? You have to understand other people's perspectives. Uh, and also, can I say, you had, in that sense, you had a very forward approach, or like a very
No,
like
can I
clingy
say,
approach, like
first of
that
all,
clingy
Sharuz,
girlfriend. Can you not be
you're
happy for me once? In quotation marks.
let me tell you, first of all, this is the thing with you and Sham, or like, yeah.
Our sister again.
Huh?
Just pointing out to our 5 viewers, our sister. Sham,
No,
yeah, you just need to
this
clarify.
is the thing. You were treated differently. You actually had a childhood. Every time I wanted to do something, let me talk. Every time I wanted to do something, like mum and dad were not happy for me for whatever it was. Do you remember when we got our high school grades? And
Was this in high school? Okay.
yeah, when we got our high school grades, dad was like kind of proud of you, because let's be honest, I'm a bit like, I'm not the smartest, and to be honest, most of the time I messed like around. I didn't really want to study, if I'm being honest with you. The only thing that I tried for was math, because I absolutely loved it. I would go for science, I would go to like their after school studies and stuff, just because it was funny. I didn't really like enjoy doing any of that.
What was funny? It was fun, or was there something funny?
I was the one who was funny.
What? Oh, because you were in set 8 and you were in a comedy club.
I was actually in set 1, because do you remember, no, year 9 I was in set
Okay.
3, and do you remember year 10 and 11? For science, sets didn't matter, so I was automatically put in set 1. And the reason I was put in set 1 is because year 9 I did so well. Not when we first moved to that school, but like a bit later on, where I got used to everything. Yeah, I did quite well. I think I got a high C or a B, and then Mr. Wainwright, he went through it with me at some point, and then I got it, and then I got a B, and then I flopped in year 10.
Right, okay.
But
So,
anyways, this is what I'm saying, yeah. So
Yeah.
every time I do something, mum and dad are never happy with me. Last year, I got a 2-1. Bear in mind, it's really difficult, and the amount of people that dropped out, the amount of people that didn't do well, like, I was on it, I was focused. I got a 2-1. I was like, oh, let me tell dad to see what he thinks, right? And I think Sham, because college, no, she wasn't, wait, what was she? She wasn't, yeah, she was in high school. She got like, I think a couple of B's or something. And I told dad, we like literally told dad at the same time. And then he was like, he went to Sham, oh my god, that's really good. Maybe you can improve next time. And then he came up to me, he was like, you're not doing so well, what's happening? And then ever since then, I made it clear that this is why mum and dad never say much to me anymore. I made it clear that you have no right in telling me what to do, because they have stopped me for so long doing what I actually want to do. Like right now, if it wasn't because of them, do you remember, okay, you probably do, but do you remember when I created a YouTube channel?
I do.
Yeah, and when I wanted to do dance, and yeah, you don't remember, it was a long time ago. Mom and dad stopped me from doing all of that.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to dance school, and I went to dad, oh my god, dad.
I get their point of view, because you would have turned out sketty.
What do you mean sketty? No, Sharuz. So this is the thing, I told mom and dad, I was like, oh my god, there's a dance school, because can you please like take me or whatever? And they were like, yeah, no. When Sham asked, oh yeah, let's go. And then I was like, okay, Dad, this was still then when I asked. I was like, okay, if you're not going to take me to dance school, and this is the time where he bought me the guitar from the second-hand shop. I was like, Dad, since you can't take me to dance school, could I start like music? I found this place. It's half an hour away by car, but like I can get buses or I can walk the days you can't take me. Could you please like take me? And they were like, no.
Right.
And mom then was very, very opinionated as well. But she's kind of, I feel like mom has a better understanding now. Like she like comes from different. Also the fact that, okay, yeah, I don't know why I keep on jumping from my points. Yeah, she tries to understand people more. Dad tries, doesn't get it, but he knows not to say anything. I was gonna say something else, I forgot.
No, you've already said enough. I think, right, you try to say one thing, honing on one thing, then you got 100 other things to talk about.
Yeah,
So
no,
you say
it's not
a bit.
that, Shrew.
Listen, you say a bit from every single one of them, and I'm lost. I don't know which one to ask you questions. We've moved on from like 19 different topics. How are we gonna put this on
there
TikTok?
were examples so you understand where I'm coming
Too
from.
many.
No, okay, but this
Make
is the
your
thing.
point. I forgot what you were talking about.
I did make my point. This is the thing, because of all those, I also tried to like kind of protect you and Sham so they don't say anything to you. Now they don't say anything to Sham because like Sham used to call me and then I would secretly go to mom and dad like, what the fuck. But every time I would try to talk to you, you'd be like, doing my own thing, which you handle well, but like I wouldn't be able to handle being controlled.
Right.
Yeah, but that was my point, but then I went off again, didn't I?
Yeah. If this was a graph, it would show like a heartbeat of somebody running a race. Just up and down, up and down.
If you were here, you could have seen how my hands are shaking. This is called anxiousness.
Anxiousness. Are you anxious because of the podcast?
Everything talking about this topic. I didn't want to talk about this topic. I wanted to talk about something that's more generalized, because literally every single podcast is people talking about themselves specifically, and I wanted to relate to people as a whole and talk about the general news.
This is what brings the audience. Yeah. So I attract the straight-minded, straightforward, head-on audiences, whereas you bring the quirky, let's say, for lack of better words, quirky audiences around, the little weirdos that might follow us around.
That's mean.
We're relating to a whole spectrum of people, right? We've got the total opposite ends, we've got the in-betweens as well. Alright?
Let's just say I'm funny.
Sorry, what was that?
Huh? Nothing, is okay, continue.
I thought I heard myself. Oh, your voice was reverberating. But yeah, for our American audience, year 9 is 8th grade. So when Shaz was in 8th grade, essentially year 9, it's because I think Americans, they've got their college as a part of their high school.
I can literally imagine you sitting in a suit with like, the president desks in front of you and a microphone coming out of it.
Oh, thank you. Indubitably. Right. Picture me. Paint me a better picture, Picasso.
Yeah, you can use your imagination on that.
Alright, okay. You ran out of ink. So why are you picturing me like that? I'm just trying to dumb it down for... Not saying Americans are dumbed down. I'm just trying to make the culture shift easier, so that it's a lot easier. Because say if I was on the other end,
yeah. Do you agree?
Big man,
or
stop cutting me. Big man is also a word that we use to describe it's a bit like a slang. You don't hear the older
Shrews, you don't
generation
need
use
to
it.
explain every single thing. Let them figure it out.
But look, listen, big man. You're not listening.
I'm listening.
Let me just say, I think I've just offended 300 million people, right? And I need to come clean before I get cancelled. I've not even started, right? Let me have my piece. When I say I'm trying to dumb it down, it's just another word for saying I'm trying to make this as
Simple.
easily listenable to an audience that doesn't live in the UK or isn't familiar with how things work in the UK. It's equally as if I was listening to an American podcast and they would be talking about their school system, grading system, and whatnot. I would not have a clue what it was, so it would make it a lot easy. It would make it a lot more easier if people were considerate enough to simplify it. And when Chaz was talking about being in set one, I said, "Oh, you'd only go to high school clubs after school because you were in a set 8 and you were a clown. That's why it's funny." Set 8 is the lowest of set you can get. Sometimes you get special students, but for the most part.
I wasn't in set 8. When I was speaking to Miss Mallinson, my biology teacher, and she said if she was to put me in a set, I'd be set 4.
We were talking about maths, weren't we? And you said you were in set 1, which is the highest of sets.
Science.
Oh, I thought you said you enjoyed maths and you loved the after-school maths clubs.
I said I loved the science clubs. I fucking hated. Okay, let me tell you. Yeah, I did say that. You have to rewind it and listen. The only thing I did say, however, I do enjoy math, but what ruined it for me? I like math. I like math in general. What ruined it for me was. First of all, in year 9, when I was in set 4 and I was told to move up, when I asked to move up, when I asked to move up,
in sets.
Yeah, move up sets. They told me I have to do a test, and when they made the test papers, they never told me that when it's gonna be ready and stuff. They just someone randomly came to the class and Shazzy, you've got a test to complete, and I didn't even know what it was. I was still thinking what is it? And then I even asked, they were you'll know afterwards, and that's why I didn't prepare for it at all. If had I prepared for it, I would have moved up. And to be honest, I went to what's it called? There was an after school club, but I got sick of Miss Smith because she was nice, but there's this girl there's this girl that she was such a bitch, and okay, I was a bit,
Such a bitch.
Yeah, she was literally bullied, and yes, I was bullied my whole life in school, whatever, I don't care about that shit.
She was bullied? How did you get from she was bullied to can I have some cookie points as well?
No, I said I was bullied.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
Who was doing the bullying?
Her. Well, most of it was her. But one day I lost it, and she wasn't in. Miss Smith wasn't in there. We had a what do you call it?
Teacher.
Yeah, No, it wasn't that. It was a
prostitute. It's substitute. You said pros.
I know. But listen,
well done.
It was.
Wait, was this still science class?
No, this is math. But you know when?
Oh, sucks. Well,
what is
not
it?
That kind of.
You know when new teachers coming, and before they come in, they have to do trainings.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Smith, my actual math teacher, was not there that day. We had a different teacher, and I did not notice this, but she kept on putting stuff in my bag, as in was, and I kept on I saw it. I was like,
that's just a random name you're using, right? We're not saying any. It's just a general name you use for our American.
In the word.
Yeah. No. Listen, for our American users, listeners, When you've got general names like John Doe, James Smith, things like that. In England, we've got a name is you call any lady's Angel.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Anyways, oh, you can bleep the name. I don't care. But yeah, so that happened, and yeah, she kept on putting stuff in my bag, and then I took it out. And do you know, like when there's dumb people in classes, and they just care about essentially clout. They just want to see arguments and shit. They were like,
They just
oh my
click
god,
with each other.
yeah, they just wanted to be involved, and they were like, oh, I'm not gonna name them. I will name. Okay, shall I?
No.
Okay.
Well, you don't need to name them to explain the story, okay?
Yeah, you'll know who it was later
Yeah,
anyway.
and focus on one thing. Don't stop. Like,
Okay, but listen, they were like, oh my god, you're stealing, blah blah, and the substitute teacher saw it, but he wasn't doing anything. He was just stood there, and he was just like arm
because
crossed.
he's probably a soy boy, the pedo.
He had his arm crossed and watching the whole thing, and I was like, what? And he was in middle of teaching as well. He literally was in middle of teaching, stopped, and then at one point I lost it because I was like, oh my god, fuck you. So I threw the stuff at her, and she got pissed, and I was like, whatever. And then a different teacher came in, and then when a different teacher came in, he was like, guys, can we please be quiet? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you literally just watched the whole scene and you didn't do shit about it. And then the next day that I went in for maths, Miss Smith obviously moved our seats. And that day I went to Miss Galloway. Had it not been for Miss Galloway, it would have been fucked, right? Like, I would have, like... And then since that day, she treated me like shit. Especially when Angel was there. She treated me like an absolute piece of shit. Every time I would have a question, like, no, you should know it, or you should go do your own research. And then
Who did?
Huh?
Who did? Was this your maths teacher?
Miss Smith, yeah.
Oh, I would have had a word with her. I would have said, yo, what's up with
Yeah,
you?
no,
Why have
I
you got
did.
an attitude?
I did. And then she was like, oh, well, you started it. I wasn't there, but that's what I've been told. I was like, do you realise what you've been told is wrong? And then the next day, something else happened. Someone swore at me, and I was like, I'm not having this shit, so I'm going to swear back. And then right after it, I remember going to my English lesson, crying, and bless, I love every single English teacher and every single French teacher or like languages teacher. They're the best. And yeah, they were just confirming me, and I didn't like really do English that day. I was good at that topic anyway because we were doing poetry and I loved it. So I was told just like chill and not do anything. But yeah, ever since that day, Miss Smith was such a bitch to me. And then Sham came to me because she went to obviously she had her different year. She's like, oh my god, Shaz, you know how you've been saying Miss Smith is like that, yeah? She's actually so nice. I was like, well, she wasn't to me. Like, yes, at first she was nice, but after all those incidents, like, happened, she was very rude to me. And there was one time, I think, the day that I was like, oh, she was like, oh, yeah, you swore, so I had to do that, blah, blah, blah. I went to, it was Mr... Oh my god, I've forgotten his name. He was so sweet. He was like a history teacher. But do you remember when we first came to that school?
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but he was definitely your history teacher.
Right, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But going back to Miss Smith, she was definitely like on some stuff sometimes. Like, for example, I don't know if it was her hormonal stuff, but like sometimes she'd be so nice to me, and I was like, whoa, why is she so nice? Sometimes she'd be like completely mood changed, like,
Yeah,
and I swear it was mostly with me. And like, okay, so there were other people that would like throw a ruckus, whatever that means, the whole time, but I wouldn't do that. I was more of a teacher's pet, with the two shoes kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why I got the brunt force of it sometimes.
Yeah.
She was just, she's just a problem. And I think
that was the same for me, but then I figured it. I was like, maybe that's just her, like it's just the way she is. But after that incident, she became so much worse to me.
yeah, yeah. One thing I don't like about teachers is when sometimes, when teachers uh, have, decide to have somebody as their favorite student or a group of people,
Yeah, no, I get that.
or even if they've got their favorite, even worse, they've also got their the go-to people that they don't like. And I think as a teacher, especially when you're in high school, kids are going through this massive period of change and like puberty is happening. That's a massive thing. All the hormones and stuff. So I think you shouldn't pick favorites or at least treat everyone.
Do you know what I'd say? Yeah, like, okay, some English teachers, I'd say they'd have favorites, right? But they would always treat everyone the same, and they would only like pick their favorites in private. Because I remember this was when school finished completely, and I went to visit Miss Conlon. Oh my god, I love her. And yeah, she was like, oh my god, I miss specifically you, and like my class is so much more worse now. I feel like our class was the best and stuff. And then yeah, and we started having a conversation, and she was like, as a teacher, even if we do have favorites, I have to treat everyone the same because of the consequences. And I was like, oh my god, she was the sweetest. She would only tell me who her favorites are in private when it was just me and her, or me, my mate, and her. But yeah, and like I was gonna say the same thing about languages teachers, but there was this year 7, and let me tell you, when we all start social media at first, we're all a
Do you want
little.
to clarify what year 7 is for American audiences?
Wait, no, I wasn't. Yeah, no, I wasn't in year 7. I had a friend in year 7, because Sham was in year 7.
Grade
but I don't
6,
know,
I'm sure they
I don't
can
know what
work
that
it
is in
out.
America.
Boom. Yeah.
Shrews, they'll just sort it out. Fuck everyone, okay? This is our
Wow.
podcast.
We were just talking about people having, favorites and having people that they hate go to people, and now what are you doing now?
No, because you keep on cutting me off while I'm trying to explain.
America's, I love Gideon. I love I Show Speed. I love America.
Yes. Okay,
Don't
no,
come for me.
fucking
Go
love-
for my sister's neck. And please
I
don't cancel this
fucking
podcast.
I fucking love. Listen, there are some Americans that are elite. Like
I love Austin McBroom from the Ace Family, so favorite.
No. I used to like them, but I don't anymore. I only used to watch them with Sham because she was.
Oh yeah, he has to be in the top 10 of every American. Him.
Their family is so ruined.
Wow.
Yeah, I was on. Oh my god, I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, their family is so ruined.
To be a part of that family.
I literally grew up watching, like, oh my god, Logan. I grew up from watching Logan, hating on KSI, then hating on Logan, and loving KSI.
Wow, you backstabber.
And the reason why I hated KSI at first is because, when he had an argument with Deji and stuff, and then.
That whole drama.
Yeah, and then
when Deji was crying in front of camera.
He wasn't defending himself whatsoever. Like, he was not putting any. Obviously, he was trying to like keep it private and everything. But Deji wasn't, and I did not know a single thing about him until that video came out and everyone was talking about it, and I watched it. I was like,
which video? The Deji video crying?
No, that one's funny. I couldn't.
The amount of memes that came out of that.
I was laughing watching that. No, JJ, he posted. It was like an hour long. Video.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when I say I have gone through every single emotion that there is, not from that video, but like in general. So I sympathize with people. I know how people often feel. So yeah, that video was like, oh my god.
It was an eye opener because you got to see
Yeah, I
JJ's
was like,
side.
if anyone's ever in argument and they don't say anything, they want to keep it private and stuff, from now on I'm not going to say anything until they come true to what's actually been going on. But yeah,
You mean they open up instead of like judging based off
yeah.
one side's story?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's why I do law.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were a lot of red flags. It didn't necessarily need that KSI video to find out, because what was happening, a lot of the viewers are dumb. They can't make their own opinion.
Yeah, no, literally, yeah.
And
do you know what it is?
This
oh my
isn't
god.
listen, big man. This isn't me talking, but
Sorry,
like a lot
go.
of viewers, just because they saw Deji crying, they went over to KSI's video, and because they hadn't seen anything, they just assumed the worst, and that's what led to KSI finally releasing that video, exposing a lot. And before that, a lot of the sidemen, especially I think, especially Simon and Randy, they would say on their podcast that like KSI would pay for everything, and even like Deji when they went to America to train for their fight. I think it was Deji versus who was it in? Oh, it was Deji versus in Miami. Oh no, that wasn't in Miami. I'm mixing the Gib fight. Yeah, Deji versus Jake Paul.
Yeah.
He wasn't like other people were paying for his taxi, and like he's so weird. That's I know they're friends, but I mean, come on, man, you're a multimillionaire. He was always showing off about how he's got like houses outside of YouTube. He's got renting businesses, this and that. But then, yeah, he wouldn't take it seriously. And I tuned into one of Deji's video when he was living in the Sidemen house. You know, in the Sidemen house, the very first fight, uh, there was a period where Deji came over so he could train for the fight with Jake Paul, and I came and tuned into this stream. He had a fat KFC family bucket next to him full of chicken wings, and he was playing Fortnite. And KSI got mad. He came in, he chucked in boxing gloves, tried boxing him, and Deji was just bitching out for the camera, and he wasn't having it. So
do you know what it is? There is always one. This hasn't happened in our family, and like based off of our sibling relationship, but it's not. I'm assuming it's based off of the environment we grew up and everything. But then again, people have. No, listen. There's always one, right, where one sibling always on it, like working their asses off, whilst the other one, they're just naturally given everything because of the other.
What? Whoa! Why are you making this?
No,
they get given everything. It's not a movie, alright?
I said this is not in our sibling relationship, but like most like influencers, because I've noticed we all literally work like our asses off.
Oh, I don't. That's why I'm starting this podcast, to get some routine.
You're a liar. Full-time job. You like. Okay, I have sleeping problems, but like the fact that you just come from work, sort your uni shit out, and then like doing this podcast now. If I would have come back from work, I would have been in bed for like a good few hours.
Well, that's me on my good days where I do that, right? There's been a lot of days this weekend, like we're not talking ages ago, we're literally talking a few days ago when we had this weekend. I literally have I literally have like a to-dos list for my Saturday and Sunday that is full. It was packed out. But I think because there were so many in there, they're like little activities as well, but I take my time with them. I literally didn't do anything. I was watching Randolph's stream literally like 10 hours a day, and when I wasn't watching that, I'd go and watch like random Sidemen videos, like more Sidemen, more uploads, maybe drama alert here and there, and then
But
like
sometimes
podcasts.
you need that though.
Yeah, but you don't need long weekends of just doing that, you know? I think the work, yeah, it is tiring. I do work 9 to 5, 5 days a week, right? But if I want to make something out of it, I can't just be working and coming back home doing nothing because one, that just feeds me in an endless loop. I'm never gonna get better. I'm always gonna be stuck doing that. And two, I don't like just doing one thing and one thing only and having all my eggs in one basket because for one the job that I'm doing it's not really going to get me anywhere. It's more of like a stepping stone to what I want to do in life. And also the other avenues that I've got going on, I'm hoping to stick to them to make something out of them in the long run. But yeah, I find it jarring that a lot of people put their eggs in one basket and they don't really do anything. They get comfortable and get settled in.
Would you like to explain what jarring is for our American viewers?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, jarring.
Shut up.
It just means
Shut
annoying.
up.
Annoying.
So no, basically my
Adjective.
whole point of this was, there's always one successful person where the younger sibling eats off of their plate when they become successful. Do you
They
get
get
where I'm
fed
coming from?
with the silver spoon.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
that was my point.
There
But
isn't
anyways,
always,
on
right?
when we were on topic of the whole Sidemen, Logan and stuff, I just want to say something. Have you noticed that a lot of people bring up the name or use them or the name just for clout or just to get popular?
Bring up what, the Sidemen's name?
No, mainly JJ and Logan.
Alright, who's this? Go on, drop some names, bro.
No, have you like a lot of people? I'm not saying this for specific people. I will give an example as well.
Hey,
But
go
like,
on. I don't know, I've not seen it.
but like a lot of people do that for clout. Like,
If they do that, they've clearly stayed irrelevant off of it, you know?
let me
Really
give you an example, okay?
ain't done nothing.
Listen to 5 viewers that we have, or like to whoever will be watching in the future times. Don't fucking come for me. This is what was literally said, and obviously not done. It was said, but this is just one example, right? And I have nothing against these people, but on Impulsive.
Okay.
Have you seen the Liam Payne podcast?
I have, yeah. What a
Yes.
podcast. He was
Logan
trending
was
on
like,
Twitter.
huh?
Logan Paul was trending on Twitter as a result of that. But yeah, what a ride that was.
No, when like I haven't seen all of it because it was getting a bit boring.
Okay.
So I watched like half of it and then I came back to it and then I saw bits of it here and there. And
Okay,
there's this point when they were on topic of like, I can't remember what topic they were on about, either JJ
Great.
or fighting. And Logan just dropped it. It was like, oh, would you fight JJ? And he was like, oh, absolutely. I was like, bruv, first of all, have you seen the size of you? Second of all, the fact that people do that just for attention or for more views or for like, like, just shut up. Just shut up. Your job is to be a singer. Of course you can do that, but like, make your way up first and then talk about it.
Okay. I have a question, right? Because you said you watched a podcast in a mixture of, say, like videos here and there, like shorts videos, I'm assuming, right? Or like clips. And you watch a podcast here and there. Did you see the "Would you fight KSI" comment? Would you fight KSI clip? Did you see that as a clip of its own, or were you watching the podcast and that came up?
I saw it as both, I think.
All right, okay, yeah, because there was a lot where a lot of clips that went on TikTok that were going around, especially like YouTube Shorts
Oh
as well.
no, I didn't see it on.
That made it sound like Logan was a dickhead, but Liam was just like, I don't know, he was out of it and he was
No,
making
yeah.
himself
That's what I'm
look bad.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sorry, but Logan was being realistic. He was like, you wouldn't. Maybe you wouldn't now, but maybe if you try to, like, train yourself and, like, work hard and be like, okay, I want to go into boxing, and then a few years down the line, you can. But, like, right now, he wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah. And now I don't know how big Liam Payne is. Like, I don't know height wise, who's taller between Liam Payne and KSI, or reach wise, weight. He's definitely lighter than KSI is.
Yeah. Anyways,
But
yeah, my whole
yeah,
thing was...
it's good to talk that. But also, like, don't you think, right? Obviously, like, Liam Payne was on some mad stuff, right? He was saying that his mental health wasn't in the right place. You know, sometimes when you just don't give a fuck, or you're also surrounded by yes men or people that don't like question you, that your state of mind kind of goes in a toxic place. I feel like that's what I was seeing with Liam Payne, and it was quite sad to see that from a human being.
No, but
And
he said he's improved. I mean, I guess that doesn't mean
well,
you can't have
yeah,
any
he's
mental health issues just because
yeah.
you're...
When he's in that state of mind, anything that he was saying, only a couple of seconds was enough for me to say, okay, I can't take anything what he's saying.
Yeah, no, but
I need
this
to
is
take it
the
with a grain of
thing.
salt.
Jeffree Star, when I was watching Jeffree Star's
No,
as well...
don't move to Jeffree Star, right?
No,
Let's stay on Logan.
You're saying, okay, he was on some madness, he had, like, mental health issues.
Okay.
I guarantee you, Jeffree Star had it worse. Especially
Okay,
the fact
well,
that he's...
Right. I just said don't move on to that because I've got a question.
Go
Don't
on.
you think, right, when Logan Paul was recording that podcast with Liam Payne, don't you think it was Logan Paul's or other hosts like Mike Malak? Don't you think it was their responsibility to kind of tell Liam, whoa, you're kind of going out of bounds? Or do you want to, think about what you're saying rudely? Or, we can take that clip out if you kind of feel like you don't want it in the podcast. Don't you think it was their responsibility? Because I feel like Logan is very smart and he was sort of adding more fuel to the fire Liam Payne was creating.
No, I wouldn't blame Logan, you know? It's what he came out of his mouth. If he wanted to, even Logan asked, he was like,
Yeah,
are
what
you
came
sure?
out of his mouth?
He put it up on himself. He could have said no. He could have said no. He could have been realistic and be like, no, I can't fight him. But this is the thing. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people use, like, authentic, successful... Ignore that sound. A lot of people use authentic, successful influencers or, like, YouTubers and stuff for clout.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, well, I mean,
specifically...
because they're the ones that have an established audience or a more loyal audience fan base compared to those ones that have just been grown on clout, right? Like, take the Ace family. No one recently, they had the festival carnival place and literally nobody turned up. Their ticket was 500 quid. And this is a channel that was built upon we're a good family, we good. And when it turned out they live in a rented house,
see? That's
yeah,
different. Shall I explain to you why?
nobody buys it. Yeah.
Because they
No,
were...
so yeah, don't go on to that. Yeah, so go on then. You were talking, Shaz, you're switching subjects, yes?
Shrews, you switched it. You started talking about fucking Ace family.
Hey.
And I told you, okay, let me explain what the difference is. What I'm saying, people
Between...
using... Can you let me talk?
Yeah, but what the difference is between what?
Just let me talk and you'll get it. Okay, this is the difference between...
If I let you talk, you're going to go off on a tangent. I need to know what you're going to
be
focusing on. The difference between the audiences...
Let me make my point. This is the difference what I'm trying... My point
Without using an example, make a point.
Yes, I will, if you let me. My point was that, like, a lot of people nowadays use JJ or Logan or this, even actually not much of the Sidemen, but, like, you get what I'm saying. A lot of people
just
use
stick to
them
those
for
ones.
clout.
Yeah, I get you.
Right?
Right.
Yes, the Ace family had clout, but like, it's different compared to Liam Payne because he was a singer. He started being authentic, and he still was. I'm not gonna lie. It's the fact that the only thing that made them more popular, apart from a few of the song, was the fact that they were separating from each other, like as in groups wise. In real life, they're still friends with each other, right? Whereas the Ace family, they're a whole family. They started off being authentic, and as soon as they started getting a lot of money and they started becoming rich, that's when Austin started being fake to his wife and like only like doing stuff for the camera. And then after that, obviously as a result of that and the effects that it had on Catherine,
and then, consequently,
then they both were like, okay, people will watching. But the thing is, most of the time, people don't watch them because they like them. People watch them because they want the tea out of them.
They want the drama, yeah.
And honestly, I am so done. Like, I'm so tired of dramas. Like, I don't. Yeah. That's why I only watch the YouTubers that I grew up now. Like, oh my god, do you remember Ali?
Oh my word! Talk about building an authentic audience, and then you got Ali. Jesus.
Yeah. What do you mean? Is he not authentic?
So done
well, I've
with
not
YouTubers
heard anything
that
about
treat
him.
their audiences like they're little kids.
Oh, well, I don't know, but like I only stopped watching him when you stopped watching him, and that was what, like in year 8 or something. But ever since then, I've only heard about him a couple of times, which was a few years ago, and I only heard about him on the Sidemen, I think, on one of the Sidemen channels. And then I was like, oh my god, I missed that. And I rewatched it a few days ago, and I was like, oh my days. I remember those.
Like, I mean, he's still the type that I don't think Ali's ever been into any dramas. So he, he's alright. And also, in terms of video making, when Fortnite came out, Ali sort of started making, like, experimental Fortnite clips, like, oh, what happens if Spider-Man is in this? What happens if the Marvel is in Fortnite? It's just like a lot of these that were that were focused on audience, like kids audiences, the younger audiences, and he literally like racked up 5 million views per video and stuff like that.
But the thing is,
so it's like, well done, but I can't. Yeah.
No, he is. See, this is where you're coming off wrong. He wasn't involved in any drama. He just had a different audience.
Yeah, he switched up audiences, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't see what the problem is in that. You said it as if, like, I was like, what the fuck has he done? You said it as if he's done something really bad.
No, I only touched on that because you mentioned Ali. But if you want to go back to, authenticity and stuff, I think Liam Payne is still authentic.
No, yeah, he is.
His brand, let's say his brand is authentic, ever since his rise from One Direction up until now.
He is authentic.
Don't cut me off. Don't cut me a bitch. Let me speak. I'll give the floor to you once I'm done, alright? Thank you, darling. His come up with the One Direction is being authentic, or at least in the public eye, it's being shown to be authentic. But there's a little birdie telling me that somehow him still targeting like little 13-year-old girls, okay, that kind of sounds wrong, targeting 13-year-old girls as their audience to listen to, music to listen to, right, is kind of getting old now, right? And he's a bit like one of those YouTubers that target the dumb audiences or the naive audience instead of people they should really target, right? So I think his come up was fairly authentic.
Again, there's nothing wrong with that.
Surrounded by yes men.
There's nothing wrong with having different audience type. It's what they like. You need to stop going on about audiences.
Well, I mean, Logan Paul did the opposite, right? Do you remember how at first, like, he used to make fast video, what's poppin', Logang? Like this shit like that. And then, like, now he's a bit more laid back and sort of targets like audiences around our age and like the Sidemen ages and stuff like that, mainly. You know, like the
Okay, let me
18
say
to
something.
25s.
Earlier, when you were on about authenticity and you went for about Leon Payne and the audience, that wasn't my point. My point was people using Logan Paul, and JJ for clout.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, yes, he's authentic, but he wasn't being realistic.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
That
Yeah.
was my point.
Yeah,
Thank
by
you
the
very
way,
much.
we can move on from this topic as well, but I really like his newest song, As It Was by Liam Payne. I think it's fantastic.
Oh my god, yeah, no. Was it? No, that's
Fucking
by
love it.
Harry Styles, you silly.
Oh gosh. Okay, I guess I really don't like Liam Payne now. I don't like him.
I like his song. I don't remember well, I don't know what the last song is that he's made,
Oh!
oh my god, the song that I listened to last
World
from
Star.
him. Let me talk. The song I listened to from him that was from a few years back as a solo artist. You know the song Familiar?
The Spanish sounding sound familiar.
Yeah, but I don't know any there's another song called Low, I think, or Get Low or something like that. But other than that, I don't know any recent songs from him. But he does have decent songs.
Yeah.
And fun fact, I didn't know that the song As It Was by Harry Styles. I just thought it's by
No, it's by Liam Payne.
No, I didn't even think it was any of the One Direction members. I thought it's like, TikTok music.
Okay.
I thought it's like a TikToker because a lot of TikTokers make music now, and I thought it's just one of them. Like I'm assuming that's how like Olivia Rodrigo and like all of them became quite popular because of TikTok.
A lot of them and smart marketing, but it's different.
But yeah, that was
Yeah, you know, and also Liam Payne went and said, he was so cocky in that podcast. He was like, "Oh yeah, I know I can make songs. I've got songs that I've written for Ed Sheeran." Or I don't know if it was he's like, Ed Sheeran's written a song for me and I got to play it, something like that. And it was like, I've made some of the best songs. And I know you have, but come on, man. If you would have made the best songs, my sister would have known. You know what I mean? Oh no, actually she wouldn't, because you live under a rock like Patrick. Patrick Star.
No, yeah, do you know what? You're right about that. Let me just say something. This is the earlier when we were on about drama. I am so done with the world and stuff. I don't watch news. I don't
That
like
sounds like
anything.
a you problem.
Huh?
That sounds like a you problem, not the world problem.
No, it's not a problem. It's just my thing. That's why when people say something, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The only thing I look at is the weather. I don't watch the news. I don't look at trends. Like, there's these trends going out, like on TikTok. Oh, have you seen what happened to this Primark girl? Or like, was this something like party in Dubai? I was like, what the fuck are these? And I was like, I'm not bothered. I don't know what they are. I don't even want to look them up. Because, like, let's be honest, now, at first, it might have been serious, but now people use it for views.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
realistically
that's what they do.
speaking, everything that, first of all, the news, most of it is a lie. Second of all, everything on TikTok is people using it for views and clout again. So, like, nothing is real. The only thing that's real, right, is me seeing cute, wholesome human or animal videos. Or, like, you know, when people do them social experiments. And it's so cute. And it just warms my heart. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not even authentic nowadays. A lot of them are staged just to make it look thingy. So I don't really care about them anymore. there was a whole trend.
You know if they're staged or not, because let's be honest, not many people are
Yeah.
good actors.
Yeah, that's right. Well, luckily for us, not a lot of YouTubers are good actors. That's why I tune off from these things nowadays because it just doesn't entertain me.
That's why when people
I
bring up stuff, like my mates, they bring up stuff, you don't know this, you don't know that. Well, no, I'm not gonna waste my time looking at them when they're just gonna be trash. Like,
yeah, yeah. Like there were times where I'd literally crave like content. I knew they were staged, but I'd watch them like a lot of Vitali pranks. I'd literally watch, or like gold digger pranks. I knew they were fake, but I'd just watch them just because it was like a good sorts of entertainment for me. It was like, oh, how's it gonna play out this time? How are they gonna get creative this time with their lines, this and that, and with the ladies? Yeah, but yeah, that kind of died. A lot of people abused those trends like they always do, like all the YouTubers, because greed exists. And talking of greed, you probably don't know this because you're not probably in the YouTube slash the streaming world of Minecraft. But recently, a very popular and very good, honest Minecraft streamer died of stage 4 cancer, and he was called Technoblade. Have you heard of him?
I think so. Was he was here for long, wasn't he?
Um, he goes back a long time. I think he's an OG. He's been recording for a long time,
I've heard of
but
him from like ages ago.
in the past, I want to say 2 3 years, where he had his main come up, he exploded and he's been consistent since then. And rest in pieces. He It was very good because, from what I know, I think he was an English major, right? American, and he'd graduated university having done English. Um, and I remember watching Minecraft championships that were like run by Keemstar and or whatnot, I think, or at least in collaboration with them, where they'd get like famous, popular YouTubers. You had Vicstar on there, but you had like streamers on there, everyone from different people that weren't even streamers, and Technoplade was one of them. And not a lot of people knew about him, but I think if I'm right, Minecraft Championships they held it every Saturday, and they had like a prize pool of like I think 30 grand for the winners every time. And Technoblade was so good at like PvPs and stuff, and I think he won like literally a third of the times that they played that game. And that's where a lot of his stream, um, a lot of his he had built a lot of fan base, and he was like being very comical in his videos. He was like, I think playing on his gaming laptop for the longest of times, streaming live and playing Minecraft, uh, just takes it out of your laptop. So half the time he'd have like technical difficulties, and he'd make like light-hearted jokes and like humble jokes, right? So it was a recording with minimal equipment.
Okay, what's the point?
So yeah, a lot of people related to him because he came from humble beginnings, and when people would donate subs and stuff, everyone he'd appreciate everyone, and people would just give him more. But recently, there's been scum YouTubers where they've been literally uploading a video um of where they've been uploading series of videos. Some of them have uploaded like 27 videos within the first week of Technoblade's death, just milking his death. For example, like they say Mr. Beast reacts to Technoblade's death, or KSI reacts to this, or this streamers react to this, and people have calculated these channels, their job is to literally milk the heck out of these, and they've been making like $3,000 out of CPM.
Wait, KSI hasn't reacted to that. Just to clear that.
KSI's reacted. KSI has reacted to that, but that was a video from like 2 days ago. He came up on his Reddit. Somebody said, "Oh, Rip Technoblade, you've
Oh
not played with him
yeah, I
directly,
know.
but you were in a video of him, in a video where he was mentioned, because Tommy in it like was on the server
Yeah.
Technoblade was in.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and
I saw that and I was wondering who that is.
yeah. So he passed away, and you should probably go watch it. There's a video on his channel. I think the final video where it's mainly his dad narrating and talking to the camera with his pet dog on his lap, and it's a very wholehearted video, and it starts off, or I think it's somewhere in the middle by Technoblade, because he's recorded the video, and it says, "If you're watching this video right now, I'm dead." And
Oh my god, I've
yeah,
seen that.
have you seen that? Seen that circulating
No,
around
I've
media?
not seen the video, but I've seen like clips or sounds of it that came on TikTok, and I was like, I thought that people were taking the piss out of him or just doing it for views. And I was like, I'm not even gonna, like I usually do, I never look at stuff because it's so fake. And I was like, why, if someone's died, can't they just like respect them and just like not do it for the views for once?
There's certain types of scums. I think there's two that I've picked up so far. There's some video. There's the scums that milk the, say, for example, in this case, the death of Technoblades by just uploading as many videos like that. And the second type of scums are the people that would make a mockery out of his name in so that their video would get popular by people essentially becoming outraged and saying, "Oh, why are you treating this our favorite streamer slash YouTuber or personality with so little respect, this and that?" And yeah, that's unfortunately how some people gain audiences. They can't use their creativity, so they have to use outrageous techniques to maybe get something, and their audience isn't going to stick around. Luckily, one of them's already been one of the people that milked Technoblade's death. He's been banned. I'm not too sure why, but he's been banned by YouTube and he won't get reinstated. And the only reason I know this is because I watched this YouTuber called Penguin Zoe. I love him. And yeah, he just highlighted why and how he got unbanned. And that guy, this is how you know they've got inauthentic audiences, because the guy had like 3 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, the person that was milking this video, but he had 500 Twitter followers, not even that. 500, not 500,000, Chaz.
Yeah, like, good for him. I'm glad he got banned. No offense, but like, this just shows like how much society is fucked nowadays.
Yep. And just to give you an idea of how much this guy was fucked, his last post on his Twitter was, he had a picture of him next to a girl, and he put "new bitch," and it probably got like 1 like, and it was probably him liking his own post. So yeah, so it probably doesn't even have a girlfriend. Not to rub it in, it's probably his sister that is taking that picture right next to, so we can flex his sister on the socials. But if say hypothetically that is his girlfriend, and she asks, "Oh, what do you do?" He'd probably be the type that say marketing. He wouldn't say YouTube, because if they asked him to take a look at his YouTube channel, he'd have like 2,000 views per video on a channel that's got 3 million subscribers. And the girlfriend were like, "Oh, who? Who, you? Who, you?" Yeah.
No, but like, I sometimes like think of those days, and like, believe it or not, every year, everyone comes out as faker and faker and faker. Like, believe it or not, like, oh my god, it is so annoying. Do you know the amount of people I've caught? And like, I probably shouldn't do this because it's not good for my mental health. And I go back to those days and I'm like, oh my god, I miss those days so much. But it's like, I forgot
Yeah,
what I was
you-
gonna
you
say. Yeah, like the amount of people I've cut off, and obviously they've got pissed. But I'm sorry, like that is social media is my personal space, and if I don't feel good in my personal space, I am going to cut you off. Like
Yeah, bitch.
two-faced, ugly ass bitch that all you want is drama, drama after drama. Like, why can't you just live your life and mind your own business? Or if like this is the problem with me, like a lot of people talk behind your back. Like this, you know the story I've told you before, and should I tell it for the viewers?
Oh, go on
Okay,
then.
so basically, I was in the library. I met my previous housemates, and then one of them came over. I was just minding my own business. I wasn't even paying attention to anyone or anything, so I didn't really see them. And I was just like, yeah, doing my own thing. And then one of them comes over. Hi, how are you? I just came to say hi. I was like, oh, how are you? How's everyone else doing? Like, oh, they're right here. I was like, okay, I'll come over and say hi once I finished my sentence and stuff. And then I did that. I went over. At first, it was like, okay, whatever. I just said hi. And then they were going on about, oh my god, have you seen what this person said in this group chat? Blah, blah. I was like, okay, I do feel kind of left out, but I mean, I don't live with them anymore. So it's just whatever. I need to get over my feelings and me overthinking. And then I was like, I think we were on topic of hair or something. I don't know what happened. We were talking about something about our body parts or some whatever. And then I was like, oh my god, like to one of the girls, I went, oh my god, you don't have frizzy hair anymore. Like it looks nice. What products you use? Well, okay, no, I didn't say it looks nice. I just went, your hair's not frizzy anymore. What products you use? And then she went to explaining it. And then as I walked off, this other girl was like, did you see the way she said that? And I was like, I thought to myself, oh my god, no, it's probably me overthinking it. I didn't hear that right? And then the next day, like, not the next day, a few days later, my mate, because my flatmate is close to them.
Your current flatmate is close to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One of my flatmate is close to like their boyfriends and stuff, so he's quite close to them. And I was like, okay, yeah. And he randomly barges in my room, and he goes, we're like talking as we always do, and then he goes, oh my god, by the way, did you say anything to offend blah blah? I was like, not that I remember. Why was happening?
That's not a good sign. Not that I remember. How many times? I think I would remember if I said something to somebody that I offended.
No, but okay, someone going to you, oh my god, what have you done to your hair? What products you use? Would you find that offensive?
Right. No. Explain the rest of your story. We'll get there.
Okay.
So the point
So,
was
yeah.
that the comment
So
you
yeah,
made
he
about the
I was
hair.
like, no, I was just sat there. So I explained to him the whole day. I was like, yeah. So after I went over, I was just sat there. They were going on about the group chat and personal stuff that I didn't know about, and then we were on a conversation of this. I remembered at the time, but I don't remember now because it's so long ago. And then yeah, that happened. And then I literally came off, said bye to you, and then just left. And they were like, and then he said, "Oh, apparently you made a rude comment about blah blah's hair," and I was like, "Oh, whoa! I think I know what you're talking about, and I think I have heard something as I was walking off," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, and then I messaged her. I was like, "Why? Like, if it was something you should like, this is the thing." If people have a problem or think I offended them, I prefer them saying, oh, that was rude what you said to me, or like, this wasn't the right way. Like, just say it to me. Like, so I know.
You prefer
This
them.
bitch-
You prefer them coming up to you and speaking to you directly than rumors spreading and whatnot.
No, it's not even about rumors. Like, the audacity to talk behind my back for something so minor. This just it shows how much they want drama. And I was like, wow, like, there was like 3 of them. There was one person, she was just like, yeah, I know, it's whatever. But like, the rest, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, you just clearly are there for the drama and you just want to start shit. And I was like, bear in mind, like a few nights before that, when I didn't know about any of this, I helped her when I saw her in the club, and I helped her when she was drunk. And I was like, what the fuck? And the next day, a few days after, when I found out, I was like, I spoke to Sham. I was like, what should I do? Because I was literally shaking. I was like, what the fuck? This is not something to be offended about. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to message her. And I was like, I messaged her politely at first. I was like, fuck this shit. She had the audacity.
How is that private? Polite.
Huh?
That
No.
was
Fuck this shit.
No.
That was private.
I said
polite.
that to myself. I was like, no, I am not going to be nice. I'm going to be a bit mean just to see, like, because I'm not having this shit. Like, bear in mind, the last house we lived in, everyone, because I was most of the time in my room, like, I couldn't be asked. I would only go there if they were having movie nights or sometimes game nights, but I would most of the time stay in my room because of my mental health issues and stuff. But they wouldn't understand that, even though I told them a few times, which was a big mistake, because, like, keep your life private, like, if you get what I mean, unless you really need someone to speak to. But yeah, they would sometimes take the mockery out. I don't blame them, it's because they don't understand. But, like, every time something would happen, it could be the most simple thing, something very minor. Come to my room, just, like, randomly start a conversation. Yeah, how have you been, blah blah. Oh my god, have you heard what this person has done? Have you heard what he has done? Have you heard what she's done? Every single one of the people that live there constantly chat shit behind each other's back. That's how much of a two-faced they were, and that's how much they were looking for drama. But anyway, I messaged, I was like, blog, blah blah blah, and she sent me a whole paragraph. I was like, I'm not gonna read that, but I only read because I couldn't be asked, and I didn't want any more arguments.
Good.
And I read,
Right.
huh?
I said, right, keep going. So you didn't read it.
And I was like, okay, let me just, like, I skimmed through some of it, and then the rest I was like, I can't be asked. And I read the last sentence, and she's like, oh, it's not even that deep, it's just like whatever. I was like, oh, it's not that fucking deep. Yeah, you had the audacity, you had the nerve to go and talk behind my back and make up shit, especially things that, because she did make up some shit that I never said. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no, I blocked every single person that I lived with, and I removed them on Instagram as well. And they haven't noticed that I removed them, but, like, I don't want them to. But, like,
fuck yeah, that's the power. Getting the power back, yeah? Like,
I am not, like, having any of this shit.
yeah, you know what? That's good. I don't like snowflakes either, right? And especially people that are two-faced. I see them all the time, especially in the place of work that I have. Even though I've switched jobs, it's just like it's a given with that sort of environment. You've got people that are like bored to heck. They've got nothing to do with their lives. You know, they don't even want to pop a TV on. So the only way to exercise their minds is just to start chatting shit about everyone. You know, the people that are in their clique, the people that they click with. You know, they start doing that, and I don't like that. And I actively like try blocking them out. Even I might even get blunt with them. They might think it's rude, but I think what they do is rude. But I get blunt and obvious with them and say, "Look, you're a fucking dickhead. Realize this, and blam, go mind your own business, idiot." So
The thing is, first year that I didn't, like, do anything about it was because they probably were still saying stuff behind my back, right? But I just didn't know about it, and I was like, okay, if I don't know about it, I mean, once you're two-faced, you're not only gonna, if you talk about your friends behind the back, they're obviously gonna talk about you.
oh, that's an instant red flag, yeah.
Yeah, but then I was like, okay, I've not heard anything about me. Even if they do it, it's just minor shit, so let them have it. And I was like, yeah, so they come to me and talk about each other as whatever. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna live with them next year. I'm gonna see them once in a while. And up till then, like, some of them were nice people, taking out the two-faced part. I was like, I'll leave them. But that was the last straw for me. As soon as I hear my name out of someone's mouth saying shit that they made up, or shit that, like, just minor. Okay, I get it if I did something really bad, like if I insulted them, or if I, without even notice, whether I notice or not, but I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, Shaz, and you know what's so funny? If we take it back to the basics, the start, this was all because you made a comment saying your hair's no longer frizzy. What products do you use? Yeah,
It's
it's like
so
saying
lame.
to, it's like saying to someone, "Oh my God, you're not, you're not as large as you were before. What exercises have you been doing? I wanna do that myself as well. You've inspired me." Uh, yeah, you've done very well in your weight loss journey. Or oh my God, you've just run a marathon. How have you managed to do that? Because you've only been walking, the last year. And yeah, that's people would take offense to that. Uh, Snowflakes. That's one of the products of our generation. I don't even think it's to do with being a snowflake. It might be a mixture of that and just people being bored as fuck. And that's just a weird environment, I wouldn't want to date those type of people. If that does happen, I'm like, fuck off, get the fuck out of my life. If they're my friend, I would be obvious. I'd say it to their face, um, and I wouldn't make sure they tarnish my relationship with other people. I'd keep it a hundred with others.
Do you know, it was the same in college as well, but I'm not gonna go into detail for that. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
like, what?
Well, you've gone to uni. You'd hope at least you'd find some grown-up people, some people with my excuse. I think I was too mature for high school, or for the age that I was supposed
Oh
to
my
be in high
god,
school.
yeah.
So listen to me. So I would actively say, "Oh, we'll grow up. We're still kids," or you know, maybe I'm just a bit more mature. I just need to be more understanding, right? I didn't have any of those because I always kept it real with people. So even if they fucked with me, I literally blocked them. I was like, get the fuck out. When I say block them, not on social media because I'm barely active. Block them in person. If they'd be like, I'm like, no, bro, I can't be seen chatting to you. Yeah, you're just not, you're not cut for this life, right? You're a little bitch. You's a bitch.
You know when you said, "Oh, I block them in person"? Yeah, I do that too. Because to be honest,
You
I
have been
don't.
virtually blocked.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Blocked!
I was
Blocked!
gonna say that in my
Logan
cooking
Pool,
video.
Jake Pool, any of
You've
the
been
pools.
virtually blocked. You peasants.
Yeah,
I love them so much.
yeah. Yeah, we love the Sidemen. We've grown up, we've stemmed from them.
Literally from day one, they were the shit.
Yeah. What was your first introduction to them? Because my first introduction, I had to realize this for a second. I started watching Stampy Longhead, and that was kind of when I realized I'm mature for this. And this was like in year 7, grade 6, when I was 12 years old. I was like, okay, I'm a bit more mature now. I'm going to watch Vicstar. That's an upgrade. Watch Vicstar do how to Minecraft, yeah? So that's when I realized, oh, the Sidemen exist. I'm going to watch other videos, real life and that. But before that, I'd seen in high school when KSI did a video of practicing yoga with his girlfriend. I'd seen a video of that. It was very sexual. But yeah, it's because somebody else was watching it in the canteen and we watched it at the same time, but I didn't know who the fuck that guy was. It was just a black girl with a blonde guy. So, blonde girl. Black guy with a black blonde girl, yeah. Black guy with a blonde girl. Oh,
To be
what a
honest,
ball.
I don't actually know how I started watching them. I think it just like after they made like a couple of videos. Okay, I wouldn't say a couple. I'd say a
Couple?
good few. But I know it was way back. It was literally when they started. And
In 2008?
Yeah, no, not what that. No,
Exactly. That's when KSI started, I think.
I'd say I was in like.
Well,
Well,
go on.
okay, let me
Which
tell you
grade
when.
or which year were you in? High
Okay,
school?
when you were watching Vic and them,
Yeah.
oh, they were funny. Like, but sometimes their videos were boring, so I would just skip to the funny parts and watch it like over and over again.
Okay.
I don't remember the assignment, but I'd say how I got introduced to them was individually. Because I remember I used to watch Deji, and then I used to watch JJ, and then
Okay.
I used to watch whose channel was it?
Harry, W2S?
No, it wasn't Harry, and it
Simon.
definitely wasn't Ethan. Vic. Oh, I said that.
Yeah.
Didn't I?
Josh is definitely last because he's boring.
Josh. I
Yeah.
used to watch his videos all the time.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I used to watch his videos.
I used to love the GTA videos and a lot of their real life videos. You know, when they lived in the Halo Tower, Toby lived, I think, with Harry and Ethan. A lot of them lived in there together, so they did videos and stuff. By the way, this was at the age where hoverboards and segways popped off, and you'd
Oh
see
my
them in
god,
every
yeah, I remember
videos.
that. I'd
And
say
this
I
was
was.
still way before they became banned, like they became illegal in the UK roads.
I'd say I was towards the end of year 7 when I
Yeah.
found them. But basically, just because this has been going on for an hour and a half pretty much, to end it with a note, do you remember when you said the song Industry Baby by, what was his name?
Lil Nas X
Lil Nas
featuring
X, yeah,
Jack Harlow.
featuring Jack Harlow. When you said Jack Harlow, in my head I was thinking of Jack Whitehall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I recently found out that they are two completely different people.
Oh.
My goodness. So for anyone that wouldn't know or isn't in that circle, because a lot of Sidemen fans, this isn't just for American audience, a lot of Sidemen fans wouldn't even know Jack Whitehall because they're not that OG like
Yeah.
us. Flex, right? Jack Whitehall is a comedian, he's pretty
Yes.
popular in the UK, and he also understands the YouTube game. And even recently, Miniminter said he's probably
He's a
the only like mainstream or person uh, outside of YouTube that
True,
understood
they
the
can
YouTube
research
game.
it themselves.
But yeah. So how did you think him,
Because
Jack
let me
Harlow
tell
from
you.
London, a comedian, was the
Okay, let
same
me
guy
tell
as a
you.
guy from Kentucky, America, who's a
The
rapper?
let me tell you, the day we were going to London, after that, when we came back, a few ladies went, and I was like, oh my god, I need to watch the music video, because I was excited.
Was that this year at the Queen's
Huh?
Jubilee?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
when we went on about that conversation. And then I came back a few days later after you left. I was like, oh my god, I was listening to the song. It came up because it was on shuffle, my music. And I was like, okay, let me actually watch the music video. And I saw that and I was like, bear in mind, I didn't pay attention to the names. And if you think about it, Whitehall and Hollow pretty much similar, right? And
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely.
I don't go researching like celebrities and stuff. I just do it based off of what I already know. And I was like, oh, he's changed his style, hasn't it? And then like literally a couple of weeks ago, I saw his videos. I was like, there's something not right. Like, because he was rapping, and I was like, did he end his comedian career? And I was like,
Comedy
okay,
career.
I was like, I'll research it later because I genuinely could not be bothered. And then I saw it again a few days ago on TikTok where there's like wireless Jack Harlow, Jack Harlow on wireless rapping and all that shit. I was like, that is definitely not his voice.
Wrong
and I
Jack
researched.
Chaz.
I was like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah. And you know what was funny? You said you were like trying to justify why you got them mixed up and thought they were one person. You said Whitehall, Harlow, same thing. Instead of saying
they sound
Jack and
similar.
Jack. Jack and Jack, so similar,
Yeah.
same thing. You went with the most.
No, listen, I don't know why, but like to me, the surname sounds more similar than the first name.
The first names, that's quite literally identical. Wow, what an enigma, what an oxymoron.
Pretend that didn't happen.
This has been brilliant having you on my podcast, Shaz. That was an inside joke. It's
like,
our
"What's this?"
podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's our podcast, and we're happy about it. Do you
First
wanna do the outro?
Wait, first thing, and everyone's gonna be like, who's this dumb girl? No, but like, it's been lovely, guys. Thank you for those like 3 or 5 viewers who are tuning
Thanks
in.
for being so loyal. Thanks for sticking around since day one. We appreciate you. And we're gonna do a giveaway. Well, it's more of a takeaway. Can we? If you guys subscribe, we'll take away some brain cells and donate it to my sister. We'll do that for you to make sure the next episodes are definitely much more enjoyable. There we are. You had some teas. You had some of our come-ups. Thanks very much. This has been Shrews and Shaz on the Fly podcast every Saturday. Boom.